Given my track record with the hands, this should be interesting.
Your turn, Yugi boy.
What is up, guys? This is Linthio, coming at you with a wonderful discussion about the Fire and Ice hands once more. Now, I'm sure a lot of you people remember the previous discussion that I had before they were released, and that sparked a little bit of controversy. So, let's do it again. I don't think this one's going to actually spark any controversy, to be honest, at all. But it'll be interesting because it's a discussion on whether or not they should hit the ban list. The hands have kind of been thrown in every deck possible because they're seen as a generic out to a lot of different cards and a big kind of hurdle for your opponent to get over once you start getting them rolling. It means that your opponent has to assume that you've set that fire or ice hand and play around it. There's not many decks that actually set cards in the current meta, apart from maybe Light Swans with the Raikou, Gigias with the armor, so on and so forth. So there aren't many decks that will actually set something, so you can go maybe like 6 times out of 10 is probably going to be one of the hands. They kind of facilitate a special bit of anti-meta in certain decks. They're just generically good for what they do. It might sound like I'm contradicting myself with the original discussion, but I still believe they aren't broken. I still stand by the statement saying that they are very good cards, and I said that in the previous video. Don't believe me? Go watch it again. Whether or not they should hit the ban list is an interesting one. I don't think they should be banned. Like, I don't believe they're warranted to be banned because it just doesn't make sense. Putting them to 2 doesn't really do anything apart from maybe free up 2 spaces in people's side deck, because people who run them at 2 normally put the extra copies in the side deck. For some reason, I don't know why they do it, to be honest, actually, but it's down to player preference. If you put it to 2, if you semi-limit it, it's not really going to make much of a difference because people are still going to play it at 2. If you put it to 1, then people won't play it because there's just no reason to. You're only going to kind of get 1 pop off, maybe 2, and that's it. And you're not going to be able to cycle through, which people are starting to be able to do if you catch your opponent off guard or catch them at the opportune moment. And banning them is just completely illogical to me. Or banning one of them, banning like the fire hand, like it wouldn't make sense to me why you would do that. I can see why they might, but in my mind it doesn't make sense. Maybe Konami's mind it might make sense. They've kind of taken the meta a little bit by storm and everyone plays them, as I said. I just feel that they aren't the problem in the meta. Like, there are many different decks that play fire and ice hands, and basically, as I said, every deck puts like 2 or 3 copies in there. 2 is the best in my opinion because it leads to less clogginess and dead drawing. I believe that they should be put to maybe 1. If people are moaning that much and people feel that the actual game state is ruined by them, because that's the only thing that could happen, either putting them to 1, banning one of them, to make them kind of just pointless and to make them not playable. We have a lot of decks coming out that are going to be very strong, and I feel that we should really keep the fire and ice hands to keep them in check, because banning everything or limiting everything that's good now only paves the way for decks to completely run in and hold the format hostage, because we all know how Konami like to get money, and that's probably why Mermails are going to be hit to be quite unplayable in this next ban list, because they've been around for a long time now, and it's the same with Gigia. They've been around for a long time, they aren't really making Konami any money, and they need to actually push the new products. So that's probably why Gigia are going to have their armor set to 1 maybe, or they're going to have Gigian X set to 1, and then with Mermails I think either Bistius or Sphere are going to go to 1, or if not both, because it's just time for them to go, unfortunately, and that's what Konami keep doing. But I don't want to make this into a ban video about other decks. It's just to say that I feel that Fire and Ice Hand shouldn't really be hit. And if they are, they should only be put to 2. They should only be semi-limited, because anything more makes them bigger than what they should be. Because I don't believe that putting them to 1 or banning one of them is worth it, because you're just wasting a spot. They should be warranted on other cards. For example, Soul Charge, that should be banned and not to 1. So let me know down in the comment section below what you actually think of the Fire and Ice hands and where they should be on the ban list, if at all. So as I said, let me know down in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I shall catch you guys later.